Can a single question unravel your entire sense of self? For millions of Africans born in Europe, it's not a hypothetical, it's a reality etched into everyday interactions. Do you even have roads in Africa? Are there toilets? Where do you really come from? Questions like these masquerade as curiosity, but their edges cut deeper. They reduce an entire continent to a caricature, and you, the child of two worlds, to a puzzle even you struggle to solve. This isn't just a story about geography, it's about the quiet rebellion of reclaiming what others assume they can define. Before your first journey to Africa, its place in your heart is filled with screens, late-night video calls that stutter and freeze, pixelating the faces of relatives who exist in a strange parallel existence. Your laptop becomes a portal, a thin membrane separating worlds, aunties sharing memes in languages that dance between English, Yoruba, French, or Swahili. Social media becomes your cartography. You curate an identity in carefully selected posts, a plate of jollof rice next to a cup of cappuccino, a traditional dashiki alongside a tailored blazer. Now here you are, standing at an airport gate, passport in hand, half filled with stamps from European cities. The flight ahead isn't just a trip, it's a threshold, a totally different type of portal. Behind you, cobblestone streets and hushed libraries. Ahead, a vibrancy of colors you've only heard in your parents' laughter. The late night stories of monsoons and mango groves. Your parents' generation carried migration like a weight. Suitcases packed with hope, dreams folded carefully between layers of practical clothing. They navigated bureaucracies and the constant negotiation of belonging. You inherit their stories, not as burdens, but as maps. Every generation rewrites the scripts and reclaims the narrative. Your cousins back home are entrepreneurs, tech innovators, reshaping global conversations. The village that once seemed remote now pulses with global connectivity. When the plane descends, the shift isn't just in the landscape, it's the cadence of life itself. Europe's measured politeness gives way to a symphony of honking trotros, street vendors belting prices like poets, and the warm, sticky air that clings like a long-lost relative. This is Accra, Lagos, Dakar, cities that defy stereotype with every inch of their sprawling, vibrant flesh. Here, skyscrapers tower over open-air markets. A businessman in a tailored suit bargains for roasted plantain from a vendor whose grandmother taught her to count in her native dialect. Modernity and tradition don't clash here, they waltz. And then the revelations. The apartment of your auntie gleams with marble floors and the cutest looking Wi-Fi router you have ever seen. She serves fufu on IKEA plates. Her laughter dissolving meat with every bite. You thought we cooked over fires here, yeah? She teases. You grasp how vast the gap is between what the world sees and what really is. But the true unraveling begins when the city fades. When you embark on that much anticipated road trip heading north, south, east, into the hinterlands where your parents' childhoods live. The roads turn to dust. The air sweetens with absence of urban cacophony. And suddenly, you're in a village where your surname isn't a label, but a legacy. Your grandmother's hands, gnarled as roots, show you how to knead cassava dough for fufu. Your cousin's daughter, no older than 6, schooled in 3 languages and the politics of rainwater scarcity, corrects your clumsy greetings. You realize that you, with your accent and hesitant steps, are both a stranger and a missing piece, finally slotting into place. Days blur into rhythms you can't name. Dawn prayer hummed into the silence. Afternoons trading folklore over bitter cocoa tea. Nights where the stars feel closer, as if the sky itself is leaning down to whisper, "You belong here." You document it all, not for the skeptics back home, but for the fractured parts of yourself. The snapshots of grandmothers swiping smartphones, of solar-powered classrooms where children learn to code. Each image is an argument, a declaration. Complexity is not contradiction. You are not divided. You are multiplied. Proof that progress and heritage aren't rivals but partners. When it's time to leave, your suitcase bulges with more than gifts. Woven baskets become vessels of memory. A hand-carved stool is no longer furniture, but a throne of lineage. The goodbye embraces linger, not as endings, but as vows. You are seen, you are claimed. Back in Europe, the cold bites sharper than you recall, but the silence is different now. When co-workers muse, Africa must have been an adventure, yeah? You no longer bristle. You flip open your phone. A mosaic of neon-lit Accra nights, village elders debating soccer stats, your own face haloed by sunset over the Sahel. Adventure, you say? No, it was a mirror. You realize now you were never meant to choose between worlds. So let them ask their questions. You answer with your whole self. A tapestry threaded with airport goodbyes, village dawn, and the unshakable truth that identity isn't a place but a dance. What memories of home do you treasure? Share in the comments below. Don't forget, like and subscribe this channel, The Real Crow, for more stories like this.